Have you ever felt it? That quiet shift in your life? Not a dramatic explosion, not a clear turning point, but a subtle feeling that something is changing deep within you. People you once couldn't live without now feel distant. Dreams you chased with everything you had now seem empty. Places that once felt like home now feel foreign. And the old version of yourself, the one you thought would be you forever, she's fading away. It's unsettling, confusing, sometimes even frightening. But what if I told you that this isn't loss at all? What if this is God's invitation? The Quran says, "And Allah invites to the home of peace." Today, we're going to talk about something most people never discuss: the divine preparation, the way God quietly rearranges your entire life before giving you what you've been praying for. This might be the most important minutes you spend today. Before we dive deeper into this life-changing message, if this resonates with you, if you're ready to understand the spiritual transformation happening in your life right now, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Because we're building a community of souls who are awakening to God's subtle signs, who are ready to embrace divine wisdom, and who understand that the deepest changes happen in silence. Every week, we share insights that can shift your perspective and change your life. Now, let's continue the silent transformation. We often think that transformation has to be loud, dramatic, obvious. We expect burning bushes and thunderous revelations, but that's not how God usually works. Most of the time, He whispers. He removes things quietly. He shifts circumstances almost imperceptibly. He plants seeds in your heart that you don't even notice at first. And then one day, you wake up and realize everything is different. You look around and the life you were clinging to has already slipped through your fingers. Not violently, not cruelly, but gently, the way autumn leaves fall from trees. But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you. We think we're losing, but we're being prepared. Here's the truth that most people miss. You're not losing, you're being prepared. Divine preparation never comes in a comfortable package. It arrives as unexplained exhaustion, as strange isolation, as losses that leave long questions echoing in your heart. It feels like you're being stripped down, dismantled, taken apart piece by piece. But God knows what He's doing. He's rearranging your life to match what you once prayed for. God never forgets your prayers. How many times did you say, "God, bring me closer to you"? And then people who were pulling you away from Him simply disappeared from your life. How many times did you beg, "God, give me peace of mind"? And then He removed you from an environment that was draining you every single day. How many times did you cry out, "God, change my situation"? And then changes started happening that you didn't understand, couldn't control, and weren't ready for. And your Lord says, "Call upon me, I will respond to you." God never forgets, not a single prayer, not one whispered plea in the darkness, not one tear that fell when no one was watching. The problem is us. We forget. We pray with passion, with desperation, with our whole hearts. And then when the answer comes, we panic. Because the answer doesn't look like what we imagined. We asked for strength, and He gave us challenges. We asked for wisdom, and He gave us painful lessons. We asked for change, and He dismantled our comfort zone. And we stand there confused, asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Not realizing this is the answer. The 4 signs of divine preparation. Sign number 1. Things are falling apart. The first sign that God is preparing you for something greater Old things start to disintegrate. Friendships that once felt unbreakable now feel forced. Habits that once defined you now feel hollow. Dreams that once excited you now bore you. Everything has its season. Everything has its appointed time. And when that time ends, trying to hold on is like trying to keep last year's calendar relevant. God is clearing space, making room, removing what no longer serves the person you're becoming. Sign number 2, you see yourself differently. The second sign is internal. You lose interest in what you used to chase with everything you had. The noise that once filled you becomes meaningless. The drama you once participated in now exhausts you. The validation you once craved no longer matters. You find yourself seeking silence, simplicity, depth. You want fewer people, but deeper connections. Less activity, but more meaning. Smaller circles, but bigger impact. For without doubt, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find satisfaction. This isn't depression. This is elevation. God is preparing your heart for a peace you've never known before. Sign number 3, lessons keep repeating. The third sign, the same situations keep appearing. You think they're coincidences, but they're not. Different people, different settings, same lesson. God needs you to master this before He moves you forward. And we will surely test you until we make evident those who strive among you for the cause of Allah and the patient. Think of it like a video game. You can't advance to the next level until you defeat the boss of this one. Each repeated lesson is God saying, "Not yet. You're not ready yet. Learn this first." And the beautiful thing? Once you truly learn it, those situations stop appearing. The universe stops sending that test because you've graduated. Sign number 4, you make peace with your past. The fourth and perhaps most profound sign, your heart finds peace with what happened before. Not because you've forgotten, not because it didn't hurt, but because you finally understand. You understand why certain people betrayed you, why certain paths led to pain, why certain doors slammed shut in your face. No disaster strikes except by permission of Allah. You realize none of it was random, none of it was wasted. All of it was precise preparation for a new consciousness. A consciousness that allows you to say, with complete sincerity, thank God for what was, and thank God for what is coming. The stage no one talks about. After all you've been through, after the patience, after the questions without answers, there's a stage few people discuss. The silence after the storm, when nothing happens, when nothing changes on the surface, but internally, everything is shifting. This is where God tests you differently, not by taking, not by denying, but by making you wait. It is Allah who knows, and you know not. Delay is not denial. Sometimes the delay isn't punishment, it's protection. You're waiting for something you believe is the key to your happiness. But if it came when you wanted it, it would destroy you. God, in His wisdom, postpones. Not because He's forgotten you, not because you're less worthy, but because He sees the complete picture and you only see a fragment. And Allah is ever all-knowing, all-wise. The delay teaches you to attach to God, not to outcomes. It teaches you that your value isn't tied to what you achieve, but to who you are. The silence speaks. The hardest moments, when you pray and feel nothing, no sign, no signal, no change. But silence is sometimes the deepest form of communication.
In silence, noise falls away and truth emerges. In silence, you hear yourself. You hear your heart. You hear God. Remember your Lord in your soul with humility and fear. Not every answer comes as an event. Some answers come as awareness. God frees you first. Before God gives you what you asked for, He frees you. He frees you from attachments that were weighing you down, from images of yourself that were false, from dependencies that were toxic. You're not losing, you're being lightened. You think something was taken from you, but in reality, you were rescued from it. In order that you may not be sad over matters that you fail to get. When you lose something, don't just ask, "What did I lose?" Ask, "What would I have lost if it had stayed?" Transformation doesn't look how you think. God doesn't rebuild your life the way you imagine. He rebuilds you. He rearranges your priorities, redefines your strength, reshapes your heart, because the old version of you cannot carry what's coming. We have certainly created man into hardship. The struggle isn't punishment, it's preparation. Because what comes next is bigger than you think. Your prayers transform. Prayers don't disappear, but sometimes they transform. You pray for one thing and it arrives in a different form. Same spirit, different shape. Because God doesn't just respond to your words, He responds to your intention. Allah is very gracious and kind to His servants. Maybe you prayed for success and He gave you patience first. You prayed for comfort and He gave you understanding. You prayed for relief and He gave you strength to carry the weight.
You're on the threshold. When you think you've reached the end, you're actually standing at the threshold. The breakthrough doesn't come suddenly. It comes after you've become ready to maintain it. And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out. The difference now? You're no longer asking because you're lost. You're asking because you're connected to God. Your heart is filled with certainty. So you ask from a place of need for Him, not attachment to anything else. Trust this. No stage of your life has been meaningless. No tear has fallen in vain. Everything has been leading you to this awareness. After hardship, Allah will bring about ease. If relief is delayed, it's being prepared. If the road is long, you're being refined. Be at peace. God only writes for you what befits you. Remember, when God removes something from your hand, He's not punishing you. He's emptying your hands for something better. And Allah is the best of providers. Be patient. God doesn't change you except to elevate you. And He doesn't take from you except to give you something purer and more lasting. Peace be upon you, and the mercy of Allah and His blessings. If this message touched your soul, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe for more life-changing content. And remember, your transformation is already happening.